how to be more confident, and specifically how to be more confident with your price. Now, confidence is important. Your customers buy your confidence in a very real sense. Primarily, they buy your confidence that you can do the job and give them what they want, right? And the confidence that gives them that they're going to get what they want. However, as a tradie, it's very difficult to feel confident. You build confidence in your trade skills, don't you, over years of learning and getting better and practicing and being taught and mentored by someone who's already got experience during your apprenticeship. But not so much with business or with sales or with your pricing. You don't really learn that unless you're lucky and when you start out on your own. So then you're back to square one when it comes to confidence. You don't feel confident in your business skills when you're kind of starting out, or your sales ability, or your skills as a business person. I'm going to focus this video on price confidence because otherwise it's a long old video. I'm going to talk about how to help yourself feel more confident about your price. You know the feeling, you put your quote in and your customer, or your not yet customer, says something like, "Ooh, you're expensive," or "You're more expensive than somebody else down the road," and your confidence kind of dries up a bit, doesn't it? You don't necessarily know if he's right or she's right, but you generally aren't feeling strong. And a few things could be going on. They could be lying, couldn't they? It's very common. People lie all the time. They think it's reasonable and okay to lie to tradespeople about having got other quotes. So they could be lying. You could be too expensive. They might be right. You might be too expensive because your rates are high and you're overcharging. You could be too expensive because you allowed too much. You had too much time or too much material or whatever. You could be expensive because you included too much in your quote and the other competing quote doesn't do as much work, doesn't include as much in the scope. The other guy could have fucked something up. You could have fucked something up. So there's a number of things that could be happening when someone says you're too expensive. So how do you increase your confidence, right? At least your confidence that your price and your quote is kind of good and fair for the job. I'm going to stick with good and fair. You can't be more confident that he isn't lying unless you know that your price is reasonable and then he's probably lying or the other guy's fucked up. So you narrow the possibilities down. I've written a guide which you can ask for if you say confidence guide, but I'm going to walk you through step by step now. Right, if you want to see it written or you want to refer to it again, ask us for the guide, of course. So first, I want you to think about how you'll feel if you find yourself in this situation and your response internally isn't, "Shit, I haven't got this wrong," but "Nope, my price is right on the money, boyo. Think again," right? Because that's what we're aiming for here, right? When someone says you're too expensive, we're aiming for, "No, I'm not, I'm fair and reasonable. Something else is going on." In our group coaching call the other day, one of my clients dropped this enjoyable little bomb. He said, "I had a nice win. I put my quote in and the client said the other quote came in at this price. So I said, you should go with them. That's a very good price." He called the next day to say they'd be going with me. There was no other guy. Right? His confidence helped him respond like that, didn't it? His confidence that his price was right and fair. So one way to build confidence in your pricing is like building confidence in your technical or your trade skills, is to build years and years of experience in your niche, in what you do, of course. And the way to build that much more quickly is, of course, to do some work, right? So first, know your worth. Are you any good? Or is the work of your business any good? You know if you're a good tradesperson, and you know if your business puts good work out there and looks after your customers and communicates well and all that sort of stuff. Get yourself clear on how good you are and why, what it is about what you do that's good. Not all trades businesses are good. They're not all the same. And they're not all good in the same ways either. We call this doing your marketing groundwork in our program, getting clear and being able to articulate specifically why you're good. We do good work says nothing, really, does it? So the second thing is know your costs. If you understand your costs and then that your profits on top are fair, or your margins on top are fair, you can be more confident you're not being greedy and that your pricing rates are fair. Third one is compare. Compare your rates and your margins to other businesses doing your trade. Go and compare notes with people. Go and have conversations and a beer and a coffee and say, "I'll show you yours if you show me mine." Share and ask them to. And compare your quality and the standard of work your business does to the standard of work theirs does, right? Because if you do a better job, you should be a bit more expensive, shouldn't you? Fourth, price outputs, not inputs. Okay? Don't get caught up in hours of labour and margins and your input costs. Okay? People are buying an end result. Sell that and price that and quote an end result. Let them compare end results rather than rates or margins. If they ask, explain yourself, of course, but you're not charging for the hours, you're charging for the thing they get. Okay? It's a mental shift you need to make. Fifth and final, be clear what you're pricing. Be clear what that end result is, exactly what they get for their money, right? The scope I'm talking about here, right? Everything that's included and everything that's excluded, so they understand, right? So they understand the value that goes along with your price, okay? And so if somebody else is cheaper, they can check if they're getting the same thing. So all these five done together will leave you supremely confident when you present your quotes and pretty much invincible when somebody tries to tell you that you're too expensive. See you later.